Tom Cousins has been the #1 player for a long time now. If he loses this match to Declan Brennan, he will no longer be the #1. Declan will take over. He was oh so close to doing it yesterday in the semi-finals. He has another opportunity here in the final. But more importantly, there is the title on the line as well. And 𝗏𝗃𝗃 goes in off on the first break. Tony, there's a lot going on here.
Well, just a meaningless game, really, isn't it? I've been so looking forward to this. You know, you watched them going through the rounds, and we're saying, is it going to happen tonight? Is it going to be these two in the final, playing for the title, for the money, but for the #1 spot? Incredible situation here, and Cousins goes in off the opening break.
If Declan was to win it, it would be his 3rd title of the season. 5 finals last year, 1 title. This year, he's 2 for 2. This is final number 3, and he's had some semi-finals in with that as well. Having a great season.
Going to try and break the 8 ball out here. Always clip the yellow. Just stopped his path. Declan's really had to battle today to get through. Did very well against Rob Wall in the semi-final. Rob has been playing absolutely brilliant all day today. Luck deserted him, however, towards the end, went in off a break when it was locked 5 each. And Declan got away and over the line. Cousins, in contrast, had a bit of a breeze in his semi-final, defeating 𝗏𝗃𝗃 8 frames to 1. Yeah, just to add to that, with Cousins against 𝗏𝗃𝗃, all of those 9 frames were off the break, either reverse or a break and finish. So 𝗏𝗃𝗃 just could do nothing. Tom Cousins opting for the safety. Very close indeed there for Declan. Nearly pulled out a rabbit out of a hat. I can tell you in that women's pro semi-final, Barbara Taylor is on the hill. She leads Kerry Griffiths 6-4 as Tom Cousins gallops around the table to make sure it doesn't run out of time. So Barbara, 1 away from joining Marion Jude in the women's pro final that will be following this. So a bit of a curious exchange in this opening frame between These two greats of the game. Declan going for the double and missing. So Cousins will have another pop at the yellows. This looks to be just a little bit of edge out there in this opening exchange. So much riding on this. Cousins going to try and free that yellow ball. Well, he got into it. I don't know if he can see enough of that yellow to pot it cleanly into the middle. And ooh, that is tight. Well, obviously that yellow didn't go, so Cousins has gone into him again, but this time he has freed the black ball away from that yellow, so all the balls go. Cousins looking big favourite now to take this opening frame. And he's played that perfectly. And get through to the yellow now over the middle. Natural angle just to roll up for the yellow into the top. Black down bottom left. And down goes the 8-ball, Tom Cousins. Two youngsters out there battling away. Harvey Southworth and Mason Lawrie. They are 1-1 in that final. But here, it's the two gladiators facing off. So we have another look. Declan's dry break. Well, wouldn't expect that. Cousins missing the red into the centre. Never missed a ball in his semi-final. He won't be overly happy with that. So Declan gets his hand on the table. All the reds sitting pretty, and really, Tom Cousins will be kicking himself. Declan Brennan looks to be making short work of these reds. as he stretches across the table. Referee 𝗨𝘁𝗆 there, just keeping a close eye on things. Declan has played these perfectly, but Cousins will be ruining that initial red he missed into the middle at the start of this rack. In goes the 8-ball, and 1-1 we are locked here in this massive final.
It really is big. We've got a big final coming up in the Women's Pro Series as well. Disappointment for Tom. Tony, how much of a factor is the number one? Because the reason I reference it, I mean, Tom's been number one for a long time, and he'll probably tell you that it doesn't really matter. And Declan will probably say the same, but I spoke to a few people that are very close to Declan and asked whether it was a factor yesterday in the semi-final. And they felt that it was. They felt that he was fully aware. You know, somebody had told him that it was going to happen. And I'm not saying it made a big effect on how he was playing, but he was certainly aware of it.
Funny enough, I spoke to the same people because I was told the same thing today. And I was commentating on his semi-final when he played Brad McCulloch, and he looked edgy. He did. He was snatching at a couple of balls, and I think it was on his mind.
I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, it really is a great thing, and doing it when you've got Tom Cousins that you're doing it against, as in you're ousting, you know, Tom, who in, you know, a lot of people's opinion now is arguably, he's certainly in the conversation for one of the greats ever. He's certainly been the greatest in the Ultimate Pool era. You know, he's got 12 titles. The next best is on 5. You know, that's the level of domination we are talking about. And here is Declan Brennan, potentially 38 minutes away from knocking him off the perch.
It's a big thing. It's a huge thing. Just to even say it once in your lifetime that you were the number one. Yeah, Tom will probably have a more relaxed view of it because he's been, like you say, he's been number one forever. Well, obviously not forever, but for a serious amount of time. And don't you tell me that Tom wants to be referred to as a number 2.
No, there was a beautiful moment though when they played the Champions League a couple of years ago, and Declan got the better of him and then went on to win it in the final. They met in the semi-final, and Declan was sort of celebrating afterwards, and there's a great friendship and rivalry between the two. And Tom just looked over at Declan and said, "How many is that now?" And Declan said the number. I think it was 2 or 3 at the time. And Tom's like, "Yeah, I've got 10 of those." It was just so dry from Tom the way he did it.
Well, I'll go back to Boston only a few weeks ago, and they were playing shuffleboard in Boston for $20 a go, and the rivalry then was intense, I can tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, they met in the final there as well. Tom and Cousins getting the victory. Here they are, another final, only a few weeks later. They're both flying out to Kansas City as well this week for maybe they're going to meet again.
Well, Cousins about to get himself back in front. So the match is going with service, if you like.
Very good from Tom. Missed opportunity for Declan.
Chucked his shoulder right into that break, Declan Brennan. Going to pot this yellow and try and kick the other one out in the same shot. And he's achieved it. These two now look like they're really starting to slug it out.
Well, that's opened everything up. It's just a case of which order does he want to take these in. I think if he was straighter on this yellow, he might take the one he's nearest to. Got quite a bit of angle. The one he won't want to leave last ball, I think, will likely be the one top right. Although, if he gets a back, you know, it's only because you can't. It's not easy to get the good angle on it to get down to the bottom right-hand part of the table.
No, I agree. I wouldn't want this one last. Yep. Declan just wants clear view of this and nothing hampering his queuing. Now that's pretty good. 2 or 3 options you could do here. You could run it through and have the black into the left-hand middle. You could pull it back. Looks to be coming backwards. And that's lovely play from Declan Brennan. 8 ball, right centre. 2 all. Break and dish reply from Declan Brennan. Another look at Tom's break. Loads and loads of power, but I think he can get through to the yellow at the top of the table. Don't think reds will be the play with those 2 reds stuck together in an awkward position top right, so yellows are all free. Tom playing to get on the most awkward one at the bottom of the table. Is he on it, or has he come a tad too far? I think he can just squeeze through. Maybe he can't. Obviously couldn't get through, because I'm sure he would have took it there and then. Tom just wanted to leave a nice angle on this yellow into the centre pocket to come down for what will be his last yellow, just at the bottom end of the table. There you see, that's where Tom Cousins wants to put the cue ball. Leave himself an easy roll in into the bottom right and the 8 ball into the left-hand centre. He tried to get on this yellow, very first shot of this frame, and just went a tad too far. But not this time. That is absolutely bang on. And it's another breaking dish coming right up.
It's just so good, isn't it? Just a brilliant 3 minutes at the table. Tom Cousins rolls in another 8 ball. Needs a ball. Could be a moment here. Could be a moment.
Declan there just having a look to see what he's left, Tom. I think just by the look in his face, he probably thinks he's left him the frame.
I think every time you're playing either of these two players and you break dry, you just think, well, that's that frame gone. It's not as easy as these two make it look, and many of the top players make it look. But you do feel like that. But he has some work. The work here is the 8 ball. And I always think the work on the 8 ball is a tough place. But he has at least one really good ball to deal with it.
And out it comes.
He does that better than anybody else in the game for me. That's what separates him from the most. Is 2 shots in, he's done his work. Couldn't do it first shot. Got to a place where he could do it second shot. And he is so good, so quick. And he always does it with control.
He always chooses the right ball to do it with. And that's the key for me. He goes in there, he knows he's going to be left with a guaranteed pot coming up afterwards, whatever. And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you don't have an awful lot of time to make these decisions. You know, yeah, you've got 30 seconds or whatever, but that's not a great deal of time when you're in a big pressure cooker like these big finals.
It's just the natural instincts, isn't it? He just sees the game.
And Cousins is going to get himself a 2-frame cushion.
Yeah, first tiny bit of separation as Declan decides just to leave the arena and try and reset himself. He's been playing more continuously than Tom has. Tom has actually had more of a break.
See the look of disgust on Tom Cousins' face because he didn't make a ball off this break.
It's the anguish, isn't it? Like, it's just, they walk away, oh no, that's another frame gone. You know, Tom's 2 in front, he's thinking, oh, that's 3 in front if I make a ball.
That's the thing with these fast tables, and you know, when I was playing, you'd have a break and you wouldn't just look at the table and think your opponent's going to clear up, because you had to give him such a big heave-o, you'd hardly move the pack more than 4 inches apart.
Yeah, actually, some players in your era took advantage of that situation, Tony.
And the rules were slightly different.
Yeah, game has moved on for the better. Although, if you enjoy playing that way, nothing wrong with it. Continue doing it. But in terms of what the majority want to watch, this is fantastic.
Indeed.
Unless one of those two yellows passes to top left, you just feel like he's got one really good shot to play.
For me, I think he obviously runs the one into the centre, leaves an angle on the one that's over the bag, and try and come round the back off the bottom rail and sit on the yellow that's next to the red so he can play it into the middle bag. If he can get into that position.
And when you say the bottom row, you mean the one at the top of the screen?
Yes, that's right, yeah, of course. No, I mean, yes, of course, the top row.
Beautiful.
Okay, he's come a little bit far, but he can switch round. We can play the one into the corner first. Only got to come back a couple of rolls. Just a little jab into this centre pocket.
This time he makes the ball. How's the split? There's work. Pick the bottom part apart really nicely. It still needs good precise work at the top, but looks very doable now. Making the game look very simple. And it's another frame on the board. And the grimace on Tom Cousins' face when he broke dry. Gave that some, didn't he? Nearly jumped the cue ball off the table.
Switch to the cut break as well.
I think he just caught that touch on the thin side. Jumped up, stays on the table for him, and well, he's made a ball, but it's not an easy finish.
I just think Tom will be glad to have his hand on the table at this point. Got to have a go at Reds.
Not too bad if he's on the red to left centre. What can he play on? It's all very tight and awkward, but the fact that it goes to left centre definitely helps. I wasn't sure it did originally. He's on it.
What if he could just run this in and push that one that's on the rail off the cushion?
It really is just relentless right now. Another one off the break coming up right now. And he gets himself 5-4 in front. Can Declan respond? Huge. I feel like I feel like Declan's breaking slightly better right now, but it's not come out well. This may be the trickiest finish of them all so far. This might be back to a tactical exchange like we saw in the opening frame.
Just look at the scoreboard. It's not going to happen, but imagine a 6-red shootout for the #1 spot.
Well, it could happen. It could. At 18 minutes, I mean, it would take a drawn-out frame for it to happen, but it could. So yellows, but the problem with the yellows is obviously the 8-ball. The yellow must pass those 2 reds to top left, otherwise I can't believe he would take a finish on. So it is a case of how does he deal with the 8-ball. He's got a good breaker ball at the top. You could maybe make a case for getting underneath the yellows and maybe taking one up off the red, but that looks challenging with where the yellows are. Okay, get an angle here, which he has.
Yeah, you've got to go in there now. Have to.
When he played that shot, he always knew he had this choice down the table. Okay, he would like to be closer, but he probably knew he wasn't likely to be. So player will always back his ability to cue himself out of trouble. Not this time. Mistake. We have not seen many of them in this match, and it could be a big one because Declan has opened up the table on reds. These reds will go. That plant is available. The red passes the 8-ball.
What's more, he's left him on the awkward red at the bottom of the table as well. We could be looking back and this could end up being a really huge moment there.
In a match of this sort of quality with 2 great players, it really is, that could be a huge moment, you know. It really could be. That was on a Declan break, so Tom's looking good here for 6-4, has the break 7-4. You know, that's what we're sort of looking and talking about here. So those reds weren't a plant. I thought they were, but they're obviously a long way from being set for him to attempt to go into them. Do look like you could squeeze those in, don't they? They look like they're set on the jaw, and if you played it normal...
Well, can you not play the reverse plant, you know, when you play the opposite
Yeah.
side and push it that way? That's what I'd have been looking at.
Maybe the yellow's half in the way of being able to do that.
Clever shot.
He won't want it touching the yellow, but just off touching the yellow would be fabulous.
Tap on the table for Declan, which in appreciation, he knows he's played a very good shot, and there you can see he's not touching the yellow. And exactly how you described it, Simon. Not great for 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗃, this.
Well, this frame is now just building in importance, isn't it? Tom makes another mistake this time, positionally.
I was just going to say, it's not. It can't be a plant into the middle. Going the other way, you could come off the side cushion and then into the... Don't think it is. It looks a bit narrow. It's probably going near side.
It's an excellent bit of vision, but he's a bit short with the cue ball. He was tracking a good line because the bottom one of those two reds will pass the top right, which is where he was trying to get to previously. Can't do that from here. So what's he got for us?
Leg for table double.
Oh, I just played the cut.
He's not.
That's an amazing cut.
Wow. What a shot.
It almost didn't look possible.
He's going to try and pot the red and go into the 8 ball. I think he's going to try and go into cushion first and then into the 8. Oh my word, he's missed the red. After all that, and he played it perfectly into the 8 ball.
Yeah, missed the red by quite a way as well. This frame 10 is a big one.
Well, the frame 10 is going to take around 7 minutes as well.
Brings into the possibility the 6 red shootout again. Declan Brennan that wins it. We're all square with 11 minutes to play.
Super break there from Tom Cousins. Switched back to his original break. Well, the little bell there sounds, and it will go now down to 15 seconds a shot for these two. 5 all. Cousins at the table with a clear chance to get himself in front once again. Pot both reds. He anticipated it might happen, that's why he followed the cue ball all the way down the table. In case it did, so he's on this red. Eight ball into right hand centre, and this for 6-5 Cousins. Huge finish there for Tom. And another great break from Declan as well. All the reds are there once again. Do you think we should be going 6 each? We couldn't, could we? We couldn't be surely looking at maybe a 6 red shootout for the title, the money, and the prestige of being Ultimate Pool's #1 player. Perfect position for Brennan. Red into the bottom right hand corner. Cue ball naturally will go up to the top of the table with a hint of side on that cue ball from Declan. Doesn't want to be on the cush. Just okay. He'd liked a bit more angle here so he could just roll the cue ball into the centre of the table and leave an absolute tap in. That's fine for Declan. So the 8 ball to bring us level once again as we go under 7 minutes left in this match. Down it goes. Declan Brennan replies in kind to Tom Cousins. Oh my word, straight in off in the middle. The cardinal sin of breaks. He did this in the very first match of Event 5 2 days ago against Josh Jahaz in the same middle bag. That one is the worst way to going off. And it's so rare of Tom to do it. And like I say, he's done it twice this weekend. It's broke and gone straight in off in the middle.
Those 15 seconds come around so quick. Declan has worked himself into a decent position, but that 8 ball is guarded, so no guarantee at 15 seconds a shot to not let something silly happen here.
What an incredible shot by Declan Brennan. Wow. That was right up there with the best of the best positional shots what I've seen this weekend.
And he has the break as well. Nothing Tom can do if Declan gets a chance on this visit. Where's the ball? Can you believe it? He's going to be dry. Tom Cousins is going to get an opportunity to take us even deeper here. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left. Those two yellows have just come out awkward enough. He's not landed great on the next ball. Shouldn't be too difficult to pot it, but got to get a good position as well. Straight's no good. Straight's no good, and I think he's landed straight. It's a great recovery, isn't it? There's a couple of shots to get good. If he's off angle the wrong way on that yellow to top left, then he's got to try and find the gap. No, he was straight enough just to hold. And he turned to the right and he wouldn't have been on the next ball. Just avoid the red at the bottom, and it should be very nice from there. How about this under the match pressure and 15 seconds a shot? It's just incredible what these two deliver. Brilliant. Just brilliant from Tom Cousins. And they shake hands because it's going to a deciding frame. One in front with 4 to play. That's how close he has been to being the number one. Will he get another opportunity? He will. It's dry.
I'll tell you what, it's very scrappy as well. It's a mess up the top of that table. Could it? Could we be going to a 6 red?
There's a lot to figure out here. He's called his extension. So reds is the choice. You've got... I actually think there's only one red that doesn't have anywhere. I think you could pick this apart. If you had time to work it out and you could get the cue ball in and mix that, you could pick it apart.
But do you risk galloping? I mean, we're under 2 minutes. I mean, it's worth a throw of the dice, obviously.
But once he's taken this one, it opens up the red underneath it to the opposite corner. The red left of the 8 ball goes. And if you can get on that one, then you can get on either of the other two. Big bounce. Yeah, that's okay. So this is the shot. This is the shot. If he lands on the next ball, he's got every chance to get out. No, he's not on it. He's not on the ball he needed to. He needed that to go about another foot.
Oh, 𝗏𝗃𝗃.
And there's a minute left still, so he's going to have to use every single second here. Because Tom will get a chance. Tom will get time. It's not a great chance for Tom, but at least he has a swing at it here.
Does the 8 go past the red?
No.
Does the 8 go past the red now?
Yes. And he's on the one at the top. 40 seconds. He has enough time. He has enough time here.
Oh, he's in ideal position as well.
It's absolutely perfect. 30 seconds. 4 shots.
Oh, this is crazy stuff. What are we watching? This is unreal. Look at Declan's face.
He's even got time to compose himself here. What an out this will be. What a match this has been. He's even got time to chalk the cue. This 8 ball for another title for 𝗏𝗃𝗃. He has done it again. He has done it for a 13th time, and he remains the number one player in the game. Tom Cousins comes from the brink to take down another title. This rivalry, Tony, is one I am all for. Both players are incredible.
That was absolutely phenomenal. I just can't believe what I've witnessed.